best bucking bulls in the world call the PBR home. And it all begins with American Bucking Bull Incorporated, leading the way, with registry and competitions to prepare these world-class animals for the PBR main stage. Today, dreams become reality for these everyday people raising world-class bucking bulls. The top 2-year-olds in the business compete for their chance at the ABBI's $1 Million Futurity. Right here, right now, for the first time ever on national television.
It's the young guns of the bucking bulls that get their chance to shine in the spotlight inside the oldest indoor arena in Western sports. Welcome to Cowtown Coliseum, and oh, if these walls could talk. 107 years of rodeo, Western sports history has happened on this dirt, and what a place to showcase the bull power of today. It's the ABBI Million Dollar Futurity, and great to have you with us right here in Fort Worth. Alongside bull owner trainer Kyle Lippincott, I'm Kate Harrison. Matt West will join us as well. When we say the biggest purse, it really is $1 million. One bull, one owner can walk away with $250,000 in 4 seconds.
It's the biggest payout that we've ever seen in the history of the bucking bull business. But I think to say that you qualified to this event is second to none. We've never had anything like this, and the sentimental value to start with 863 head of bulls. We're at 34. It's special. And
behind every bull, every owner, incredible stories we'll highlight throughout the hour. As we get set for our very first out, let's send it down to Matt, standing by with Jay Doherty.
Jay, obviously a huge day in the history of the bucking bull industry, but it is not an overnight process. It was a long road to get here.
Absolutely, Matt. It's been a long journey, but a great journey. The way these animal athletes have shown what they can do in the breeding programs that they do. We started about 7 months ago with 4 qualifier events to a long round in Amarillo. To these guys to get here, the top 34 bulls, over 860 outs, and all said and done today, we're going to pay out $1.5 million to these 2-year-old bulls, and something that we've never done before.
What does it take to win the big prize of $250,000? Each bull here will have a 4-second out. 5 pro officials will judge the out. Perfect score is 100.
100 points, and our judges are looking for 5 specific things: buck, kick, intensity, direction change, and degree of difficulty. Pile all that together, the best score wins.
And where it all starts is with Kuyan, and each of these bulls also have their own personalities. This one's known to have a big one.
4 seconds, the dummy comes off, the flank comes off, calm, cool, and collected, out the out gate.
Big Daddy D next to go, comes to us from less than 8, and Dean Wilson, and he is already ready to go.
Big event, small event, here we go.
To me, that's just like when you take a kid to the park, he's so excited before he even gets out of the car, and then does exactly what you hope. Let's take you behind the scenes here in the bucking bull industry. Matt, down in the dirt, give us a bit of a Futurity 101.
So here we are with Josh Hilton on the back of the buck and shoots. The bull is loaded. Josh, talk me through this entire process.
Well, what we've done is we've hung our flank, and we're gonna tie just a slip knot in this for right now. We're gonna come back to this, and we're gonna hang this weighted dummy, and it's got a release on both sides. We'll drop our girt to our offside.
Basically, this box just simulates what a rider will eventually be after these bulls have matured a couple of years.
Correct, yeah, and what it does is it has releases on both sides, so once they buck and perform for the 4 seconds, it releases, and everything comes off just like a rider would at the end of the 8-second whistle.
There's so much that goes into it, just like with this bull here. Arc flash, this bull is little. He has the ability to possibly walk away this event the champion, but Dean has had to put in hours of what we call groundwork to prepare this bull for this moment. That bull was one way or the other, and today it just isn't going to fall his way.
3 bulls in, 31 to go. Matt, you've got the best view of these young guns on the back of the chutes.
Yeah, I certainly do, Kate. Right here in the heat of things right now, it's almost like a Kentucky Derby feel as we get ready to watch this bull, Lolly's Lunatic, Copenhaver Bucking Bulls, rather. And this is one that has a lot of eyeballs on him right now, Kyle.
Yeah, y'all better get ready. #1 in the world.
Come on, baby! Come on!
You can hear Todd yelling. That just gives me goosebumps watching that. They know the drill. Lolly's Lunatic is been flawless this year. As we were waiting the scores, it's going to be huge. There it is, 92.48. Now that sets the bar extremely high for the rest of the field. Todd's hauling 2 bulls this year. He's batting 1,000% to the biggest fraternity we've ever seen. Son of a Sinner, number 3 in the world standings. I mean, he has the ability to be better than Lolly's Lunatic. He's beating before. It's liable to be fireworks back to back. And he's still batting 1,000%.
It's not just one man or woman behind these bulls. It is a whole group that puts their time, effort, energy into making them what we see here.
You see the difference in the intensity level. Red Mike's intensity level, that is a category through the roof.
It's like we're watching the best at the Little League World Series, but you're already seeing how one could be playing pro ball any day.
92.40.
Number 1 bull in the world and the favorite, living up to every expectation. Lolly's Lunatic, Red Mike, jump out to the lead early on here at the $1 Million Futurity.
He started standing around with his head down like he might have had a horn infection or a sinus infection or something was bothering him. The closer you looked at him, he looked like he was losing his sight. Like you could just almost poke him in the eye and he wouldn't blink. You know, he was just all but blind in one eye.
We ended up putting him under general anesthesia and getting a CT image of his skull. This is our CT room, and this is where Ricky Vaughn had his CT performed.
We have a hoist. Once the bull's down, we'll hoist the bull up onto a table. And then from there, we'll wheel the bull into here, laying on his back. And from that point, we will slide the bull head first into the CT scanner. And then we are able to raise that other table to drive this large animal table in and out.
What Ricky Vaughn had was a pituitary abscess. And of course, the pituitary is a gland, it's an endocrine gland that makes hormones that drive most of the processes in your body. It's a really critical gland. And he had an abscess of that, which is actually a pretty rare condition.
There's some gray right here compared to his right side, so that's actually some fluid that's sitting in there.
It's considered a 100% fatal disease, and so certainly we were very honest with them up front. We were willing to fight for him, as were they.
A few days later, he then became fully blind, and it was quite difficult to get him out of his stall. So the senior student that was on his case and I began essentially voice training him. Oh, bud. When we'd make a noise, when we'd whistle, or when we'd shake a cattle scoop, kind of cattle feed scoop such as this, he would then look at us, we'd give him a treat, which he absolutely loved, these cattle cubes. Thankfully, he was very food motivated.
Ricky Vaughn, out in round number 1. It's the only time we've seen it at this level, and it was a doozy.
Megan was here in Tulsa today, went up to Ricky Vaughn, shook that coffee can, his ears perked up, he licked his lips, and owner HD Page told me, I know that he remembers her.
Guess what? Ricky Vaughn brought the heat.
To have a bull be able to survive this is truly a miracle.
And while there's a few bulls here that have HD's name next to them, just about every bull here has an HD Page bloodline somewhere, and it's because of the power, the athleticism that we just saw.
I mean, we talk about historical significance. Nobody's got more history in the bull game than Dylan and HD Page. They have weathered the storm through every curve, every twist, every turn. They have been those that have been a force to be reckoned with for generations now.
Kyle's moved from up here at the desk to down by you, Matt, at the chutes because he's flanking that next bull in Redman, so pulling double duty with us.
Kyle, kind of talk me through this process.
This is the flank here. We got it around his flank, and you just kind of pull enough what you think in him, and tie it off here with a slip knot when he's looking right.
Big part of what's happening down here, making sure that calf is looking towards the arena, and they're ready to go.
I think the bull can be better than that. but nonetheless, he turned and had a good out.
Well, and that's just part of this whole process, right? We talk about some days are better than others, but we're still learning, feeling, even with you on that flank rope, trying to figure out what works best.
As Kyle makes his way back up to the desk, a guy that is knee-deep in the bull industry. But let's go to the opposite side of the spectrum. Tommy Julian's Stacy Addison, who found this business just a few years ago.
The logging business in this area is huge.
Tommy was a hard worker and worked in the logwoods with his brother. His brother owned a logging company and Tommy was on a skidder.
So this is Broken Bow Lake. This is what everybody's coming to. Been in Broken Bow, up there doing developments and cabins for over 20 years. So these are two different developments that I've done.
So Tommy builds these incredible cabins. They're not the cabins that I would think of growing up, just a small little, framed cabin. These are beautiful. Tommy's just a really, really giving person. He's great at assessing what needs are of a community and making that happen. Housing is at a premium here and it's expensive and a lot of it's not that great. So Tommy bought 58 acres, parceled it off into different plots, and he's putting in affordable housing for families and individuals.
As a young kid, I played sports, played everything, played football, basketball, baseball.
He likes to compete, he likes to be in the game, and he started buying racehorses.
We was lucky enough to be able to run at Keeneland, run at Churchill Downs.
Right after Tommy got out of the horse racing business, he made a call to HD Page because he knew he was just phenomenal in the business. And the day he called, we drove over to his ranch. We bought a bull that day. And he won. His name was High Test, and he won Classic Bull of the Year.
High Test was just sown the high mark.
He's the kind of bull that would hook you into the business because he was so consistent, he was so good.
Well, early on, I didn't have to know much at all. We was partners with D&H Cattle. They took care of the bulls, they took care of everything.
Then Tommy started buying the mama cows because he owned these bulls. So we sold the home we were living in and bought a ranch where we live now, and it's our mama cow ranch, and brought those mamas home, and they had babies, and those babies had babies, and oh, there's the good stuff. The learning curve is ridiculously steep in this industry because you're not only dealing with the health and livelihood of an animal, you're also dealing with an athlete. Thankfully, this industry is a really, really cohesive, kind industry to each other. And we made friends, and you pick up the phone and you call them and say, hey, I'm dealing with this, help me, what do I do?
Find you somebody that you like and be a partner on one. And anybody, I promise you, anybody can do this with a partner. We've been lucky enough to win 4 Classic World Champions out of 7 years.
We're spitting out bucking bulls right and left, and we've had a tremendous amount of success and been very, very blessed in our business so far.
Speaking of energy, that's what these 2-year-olds are all about. Josh Hilton had 9 bulls in the semifinals. 2 made it here. Tick Mark is the first.
Packed full of energy. You can see him explode out of the buck and shoot right there. Gonna hang a foot on top of the gate. Gonna pick up that left lead and around the left. Not what we're used to seeing, but he made it look easy.
Runs right back to the trailer. His job is done. Also on that trailer is War Pig.
War Pig, a big stout bull, kind of the linebacker of the group. Around to the right, that's him every time. Not gonna win first, but not gonna mess up.
Big bull for his age and as gentle as they come. 2 bulls here received an automatic bye. Real Steel was one of those for outs like this.
Oh yeah, that's 5 times that bull's done that now. 4 times to get the bye, and there he is in the short go. 91.44 and a big out for Real Steel.
McGuire, 750K. Ace of Spades hit the jackpot here, won $90,000 in his first ever competition.
Yeah, and he's trying to do it again. That bull, that's his only downfall, is he bucks a little too hard. He's got to step ahead, but a great out for 750K.
$90,000 rather in 4 seconds. Not a bad payday. Now it's McGuire K50. He's got a top score this season.
Oh, you talk about going for $250,000. That bull was laying it all on the line.
Put that one at the top of the highlight reel.
Yeah, I think so. You're going to have to. You look at buck, intensity, extension, all the judges, what they're looking for, that is it. You want to learn what a fraternity bull is supposed to do, that's it right there.
The marks are big, not big enough to go to the top, 92.16. Definitely big enough where we will all remember the name McGuire K50. It's cowgirls like Kayla Martinez that the bucking bull industry on the women's side continues to grow. And another one of those ladies, Megan Schoonmaker, she's the one flanking her bull here, Bowser.
And this is her first year in the bucking bull business. To be able to flank a bull and compete at this level, outstanding. Bowser gonna do it in the gate to the right. I keep talking about fluent, flawless, 4 seconds to do their thing, and he does it picture perfect.
Obviously, we saw the excitement, Megan, on the back of the buck and shoots, enjoying your first calf competing at this level. How much fun is all this?
Oh my gosh, it's a total blast. I love it so much. I really have not been a big part of the bull world until the past year, and it's been a new experience and just super, super exciting, and I feel extremely thankful to be able to bring my bull on a stage like this.
Well, welcome to the family. We're excited to watch you continue.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Megan cheering just like any mom would there on the back of the chutes too. This bull, Coach Prime, where does he get his name? Well, he's owned by Atlanta Falcons Hall of Famer Todd McClure.
Yeah, Coach Prime, that's the MO. Look right, go left. Great little bull, little bull, big heart, lots of try.
What do you mean, he's got a fake in there, got a juke?
That's right.
Picking up some football from the old owner there. Uptown Funk, this one owned by Dustin Powell, same owner of Red Demon, a big PBR bull.
They got bulls in the conversation from PBR Bull of the Year all the way down to 2-year-olds competing for $250,000.
Some have a knack for it. Others, you got to practice every day, and that's been the MO for Bueno.
Yeah, Bueno, a week ago, Bueno hit his head and took off down the buck and shoots. Braxton Laughlin went home. He knew this was a big weekend. He put in the work every day, and it's paying off right there.
Abraham Drinkin now getting his opportunity to shine.
We're used to seeing that bull go right in the gate. As you can see, that bull still had a good out when he found his spot. What I mean by that is just go ahead and spin back and forth. It's going to cost him.
I'm Courtney Dehoff. I live in downtown Dallas, Texas. I like to say I'm a little fancy and a little ranchy. You know, I think I'm a prime example of a girl in lipstick and fake eyelashes can be on the back of the bucking chutes with a bull. Anybody can. Got into television in college. I was on the rodeo team at Oklahoma State for over 15 years. I worked exclusively in television, but eventually got burnt out. So sort of organically, a speaking career was born. Be yourself. So now I do a combination of both television work and motivational speaking all across the world. I am super passionate about women and empowering women to be their most authentic selves.
That was my dream. How does it get any better? How does it get any better? Don't confuse the intermission for the finale.
When I started living in the cities, I was told by the mainstream media giants I was working for, my neighbors, whoever it was, that wearing a cowboy hat was silly. So I tried to be just a city girl for a long, long time, and I was so unhappy.
Perfect. Good job. Ride, and then just relax.
Okay.
Keep pulling. Good. You know what you're doing.
And it was when I finally decided to embrace both the cowgirl side and the city side that I really finally felt fulfilled.
My name is Katie Perschbacher, and I'm from Tupelo, Oklahoma. My family has been involved in bucking bulls my entire life. So Laramie and I raised Top Dollar. He's kind of, the staple of our ranch.
Hi guys, it's Top Dollar, checking in from my summer vacation.
Watching the bull riding just like any other time, and there was a girl on there commentating, and she had kind of a big social media following, and we thought maybe we could get her involved some way.
And I asked them, I said, why me? And they said, because we want to show that anybody can be involved in this industry.
She's like, well, can I pet him? Is he gonna be a pet? And I was like, I don't think so. And Katie's like, I'll work on it. 4 years later, if we could bring him in the house, I guarantee you we would.
Woo, wait! It is a scorcher out there, y'all. Thankfully, my bull mom, Katie, gives me lots and lots of baths.
We show everything. Here I am showing him his first magazine cover. He's so impressed. Look how little he used to be.
He's a ham. You know, there's never a dull moment with that bull.
The flank rope, that soft cotton piece of rope that goes around my flanks, done up no tighter than you wear your belt, never ever touches my testicles. I mean, no way, Jose. I'm not having any of that in here. The first time that happens, I'm gonna be out of here like, ha, hiya, what's that? Take that.
He has millions and millions of views. Katie shoots all the video. I tell the story, put it together.
Yeah, that's the spot. Oh, yeah, right there.
Some of the stuff that they post, yeah, I'm like, what in the world are y'all doing? But those are the ones that get the best reactions and get more people involved. So they've made him a celebrity.
Anywho, I have a bath and a nap calling my name. I'll be back on the road soon. Be sure to follow on Instagram. Bye for now.
But as cute as he is, he also is a bit of a monster.
Nope. Top Dollar runs his record to a perfect 4-0. That one only lasts 2.
Having Courtney involved has been so special for us. She's opened so many doors and shown people all over the world that, you know, you don't have to live on a ranch or anything like that to own a bucking bull.
It's the comments that say, we've never ever been into bull riding and we would never come to a bull riding, except now we're gonna come to see Top Dollar. He's already done more for our families than we could have ever asked. I mean, I know it's silly to cry over a bull, but like, he is part of our family. He's just been such a gift.
.92.48 still leading the way. That courtesy of Lolly's Lunatic, 4-second out. But if there's a bull that can rival that mark, numbers say it's Sid's Kid.
And he did just that. You can see them back feet firing off. He was broke over, his front feet were off the ground. We're gonna see a big score here.
The kick, the spin around to the left, has everything you're looking for, and as soon as that dummy flies off his back, he thinks, all right, there it is. Sid's Kid earning a score of 92.08. Good enough for fourth. That's how close this is.
Oh, they're all stacked in there, 92 and some change. Sid's Kid again, a great out.
The big outs keep coming for Nervous Nelly. His name, though, does not match his personality.
No, the fireworks don't bother Nervous Nelly. Nervous Nelly, not so nervous.
This one, Cowboy Smile.
Yeah, this one's one that's been consistent too, but he's going to have a little bit of a bobble, but a bull that puts it out. He laid it out all out on the line right there.
Cowboy Smile, hauled by Justin Cox, as are the next two. And he has all kinds of partners that just love the bull industry. And, well, you don't have to own a trailer to own a bucking bull. There's Sergeant Stubby.
Sergeant Stubby, a great trip there. But, no, you're right, Kate. You don't have to own a trailer or a ranch. You don't have to even be familiar with it. Guys like Justin Cox as a trainer can get you involved in the bull business, and you can own one as well.
Mexican Train earned an automatic bye to get here based off his finishes.
Not one that we saw at those 4 qualifier events.
Now moving to Osborne Cattle Co., this is Night Train.
Night Train, the atmosphere might have got to him a little bit there. That bull was a pile of points at the semifinals. Not going to have that day, but hey, they're babies. They all have an off day.
Whose day is today? Is it Denali's?
Yeah, Denali, he put up a big-time score in Amarillo the semifinals, and he's trying to do it all right there as well.
Lolly's Lunatic came out with fireworks right here inside historic Cowtown Coliseum, still holding on to that #1 spot, but Red Mike will give him a run for his money at 92.40. When we get back to Fort Worth right here on CBS for Court and Chase Richards, they were bull riding fans, and it was that love of the sport that turned them first-generation bull owners.
I'm Court Richards from Lumberton, Texas.
Chase Richards, I'm from Nacogdoches, Texas.
We got into the bull business, I think it's a 1 in a million chance. We weren't born into this. We didn't have a path paved for us. Heck, I graduated college with an environmental science degree.
I work in the fire department in Nacogdoches. I'm a driver engineer. I've been a firefighter for 10 years in Nacogdoches. We had no experience in raising bucking bulls. Being able to merge what we grew up with sports to cattle, it was a perfect fit for us. So today we're out here with the bucking dummy, and we've got some 2-year-olds that we're going to put a trip on and get a warm-up trip.
This bull it's out of Airtime's mom, maternal brother to Airtime.
Hit the rewind button. Wow.
Airtime, he was truly a godsend.
The notoriety around Jared Allen being involved in the bulls, I mean, it was great. I mean, it was publicity for us and everybody that was involved with Airtime before he was Airtime.
He was very instrumental in propelling us to the stage we are now with our breeding program. Our high school baseball coach and Andy Pettit's son bought half interest in this bull at the finals last year, and they call him the captain after Derek Jeter.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's some money. He won money right there.
The only thing that keeps that bull from being like Airtime, he's just had a few mishaps at the event, so he's kind of been lagging behind. We're trying to get that worked out of him, so. This is Airtime's mom, 17, that's her.
The little calf there, that's out of Airtime's mom, and that calf's sire is Fast Flow. So that calf there should be something pretty special.
If you'd have told me that we were at the point we are now, you know, 15, 17 years ago, I wouldn't have believed it. I mean, it's been a blessing. It's been a crazy ride.
You know, money comes and goes. These bulls come and go, but the friendships we've made from this and the relationships have been the most important thing that we've brought out of this in 20 years.
I mean, the bucking bull business is something that anybody can get into, but it's a grind. To really be successful, you have to start from the ground up. I mean, how bad do you want it?
Fairly new to the bull business, and they've already made it to the biggest showcase of 2-year-old bucking bulls. Here's their bull in Sago Lily.
Sago Lily, W Sunrise, Lone Star, that's the Richards brothers and Taylor, all teaming up on a bucker right here. I don't know about you, Kate, but I liked it. I don't think we're going to see a leaderboard at the number 1 spot, but I think we shuffled the top 5.
Around to the left, had the kick, gets the air.
Oh.
And the Richards brothers happy with what they're seeing out of their 2-year-old star.
Absolutely, and as they should be. That was a great out from Sago Lily.
And it's a home run. The Richards brothers knock it out of the park. Sago Lily takes that number 1 spot, 92.80.
Hey, I was wrong. I said they wouldn't take over the number 1 spot, and he did just that.
We've highlighted the breeding program and bloodlines of DNH. You expect it to be big.
Hey, he got out clean.
It's up to the 5 judges to say which one was best.
Yeah, it is up to them, but I tell you what, like back to back to back, these bulls are bucking. This is exciting stuff.
And it's a lead change. Futrell 6K, 93.84. We've highlighted the ladies, what make up the cowgirl division of the ABBI, but there's also a youth division, and this bull coming from Hart Cattle Co., Little Rip, and a father-son duo you know well. On the right, J.W. Hart, the Ironman of the PBR, stock contractor, also coach of the PBR team's Kansas City Outlaws, and his son flanking the bull. That is Wasey Hart, grown up in the industry, loves what he does, just like his dad.
Here we go with Little Rip. Solid out there. A full brother, actually, to a bull that Wasey won a world title with in the junior division 2 years ago that they call Rip. Little Rip, great trip here today.
89.44, right in the middle of the pack for Little Rip. And Matt is standing by with the father-son duo.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to start with the boss. Wasey, what'd you think of that bull's performance today?
I thought I did pretty good.
Did pretty good. What do you think of his performance today, and how proud are you?
Well, I'm happy. You know, he's not nervous. I'm nervous. He's not nervous. That's why he gets the big jobs now. So I like to see our youth get involved. Our youth program's big, and to have my son and kids involved is big for us.
So cool for us to see. Congratulations, guys.
It was Lolly's Lunatic most of the way, but we've seen 2 lead changes now, none better than Futrell's 6K 93.84. If he can hold on, that 4 seconds is worth $250,000. And coming up next, 14-year-old Addie Drury is following in her father's footsteps at Nothing But Try Ranch. Her love of the sport, though, reached new heights when a paint calf was born 7 years ago.
Before she was a stock contractor, she was a little gymnast, and she also loves basketball.
She grew up going to the bull ridings and going to the events with us.
All right, Fajita gets the orange bucket on my side, okay?
She has to take care of her bulls every day. She exercises bulls. She has to make sure they've got their water and feed. She's responsible for helping check cattle, fill water tanks. It's like a daily thing.
Really what set her up to really want to get involved with the flanking and the bucking of the bulls was a bull named Hard Labor, and it was a first calf heifer, and she had trouble calving, so we ended up having to pull the calf.
We bottle fed him for a couple weeks, and then we found a nurse cow, and we named her Babysitter, and I taught him how to eat off a nurse cow.
The bulls, I feel like they pick their people, so he picked her. He clung to her. He would jump up when he saw her coming.
We played chase all the time, and we used to take naps after school before homework. He was just sweet and calm, and he would lay his head in my lap.
And then his very first event as a 3-year-old at a derby, Addie flanked him, and he actually won first, and she really liked it. So she flanked him his whole entire 3-year-old year.
And she didn't think anything about it. She just knew her boy, Hard Labor, went out there and did his thing, and she was proud of him.
Cody Lambert called me in early January, and he said that Leon Vick has requested that I bring Addie and Hard Labor up to Denver for the National Western for the PBR. And I said, well, that's Addie's bull. And I said, is she going to be able to flank him? He said, no. He said, you got to be 18 to be behind the buck, and she said a PBR. Hard Labor ended up getting invited to the PBR World Finals. And the PBR, caught wind that, we posted actually a video on our Facebook page of Addie, telling Hard Labor that he made the World Finals.
You got selected to buck at the PBR World Finals. We did it.
And she was cheering as loud as she can in the stands, and they showed it on CBS Sports, and everyone really loved it, that, she wasn't back there flanking him, but she was back there cheering her boy on. So anyways, he bucked good enough, and Cody said he's going to bring him back for the next weekend.
The second weekend, we were actually on the way to the arena, to the Dickies Arena.
Addie was reading the back of my badge, and she told me, she said, look, Daddy, it says must be 18 unless you get PBR approval or you're accompanied by an adult. About 20 or 30 minutes before the PBR started that night, I saw Cody Lambert, just standing by himself. He turns around and calls Sean Gleason, gives me the thumbs up.
And he's like, come here, Addie. I was like, what? I was like, you get to flank Hard Labor, and I started bursting out in tears, and he said, you gotta hurry though. So I booked it.
We went down there and got her credentials, and this girl was walking on cloud 9.
It looked like I was really sad, but I was crying tears of joy because I finally got to flank him at a real PBR, and it was just a really cool moment.
She is 12 years old. That is her bull. That is at his first PBR World Finals.
Before he bucks, she said, he will buck harder with me flanking him. Just watch. He bucked amazing. Even the commentators said he bucked harder with Addie flanking him than Chad.
She had tears rolling down her face, and she was just so thankful and just so excited that she actually got to flank him at the PBR World Finals, and that was like a dream come true for her.
just as we saw with Nothing But Try Ranch and the Drury family, it truly is a family affair right here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a family deal, and it is that way for most stock contractors. Let's face it, these bulls take up a lot of your time in your daily life, and the whole family's involved.
And Caribou Lou giving a solid trip. So for the whole crew behind Caribou Lou, 89.76. Here's another one. Yes, the future of the sport is bright in the four-legged animal athletes, but it's also bright in the young guns that want to be involved in carrying and raising these bulls.
Yeah, and they better watch out because Oakley Ogden is extremely competitive, and this bull knows how to buck.
You could see her jumping right there with him on the back of the chutes. Mayor of Hogeye, 87.84. $250,000 on the line to the winner. It is the $1 million ABBI Futurity, the biggest purse ever for 2-year-old bucking bulls. The money growing just as the breeding program's nutrition do. Simple Man, the bull.
He wants his fair share of it. He's going to have a little bit of a bobble, about 3 seconds, but you watch that first kick out of there, you can tell this bull is giving it his all.
Here's the last one to go. Road Tag, the bull.
You talk about a true dark horse to the competition. That was Road Tag.
88.56. Road Tag will leave here in the 22nd position. And that means Bart Futrell, D&H Cattle at the top. Futrell 6K holding on, 93.84, the highest score we've seen all day, and that earns the Futrells $250,000 at the biggest payday for 2-year-old bucking bulls. Lolly's Lunatic, Red Mike, they came out swinging for the fences and set the standard, but then 2 lead changes and none better than Futrell 6K, the only one to cross over 93. It's 93.84, and with that, the biggest payout ever for 2-year-old bucking bulls, $250,000 to Bart Futrell and company. It was 4 seconds of fireworks for Futrell 6K. That earns Bart Futrell and company $250,000, the biggest payout ever for 2-year-old bucking bulls. And Bart is standing by with Matt West.
Well, first of all, congratulations on being a part of bucking bull history now, the first $1 million Futurity champion. And Bart, how special is this moment right now?
Oh, it means the world to us, for sure. We've worked our butts off for a long time, so we're excited.
We can tell the emotions are there. I want to go to Mr. Page really quick, a guy that has stood in these winner's circles time and time again. Does it ever stop losing its luster? I mean, here we are continuing to make history. You guys have done so many incredible things in the bucking bull world, but can you put it into perspective how big this day is?
It's the biggest payout ever. You know, winning never gets old if it's for $1,000, but $250,000, that's a lot of money, you know, and that's my hat's off to Jay and the ABBI and the PBR for putting this deal together. The plan come together.
Plan came together, and if winning never gets old, these guys have done it as much, if not more than anybody, winning on the biggest individual Futurity day in the history of the ABBI.
And with what we've seen over the last few generations of bucking bulls, so much more of that to come. The $1 million ABBI Futurity, the biggest payout yet. An incredible day right here at the historic Fort Worth Stockyards, and what a place to write even more history. For Kyle Lippincott, Matt West, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Harrison. Thank you for joining us for the biggest showcase of 2-year-old bucking bulls right here in Fort Worth.